Good Monday, everyone. Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Volquest 2-minute drill. Got to hear from Josh Heupel in his opening week press conference. Asked about Boo Carter. He was committal that he's going to be available to play, but non-committal as to what his role will be.
Yeah, and I think that's just a sign that he wants Boo Carter to continue to prepare the right way the rest of this week. And I think that's the responsibility of Boo Carter. Again, nobody's suggesting he has to be perfect in everything he does, but his commitment level to his teammates and to his craft to get ready to play has to be at the level that's been set before him. And Josh Heupel has made it clear if he does that, he's going to be a factor. He'll play and be available to play. If he doesn't do that, then we'll see what his role will be. Again, I don't think we're going to know his role for sure until Saturday. I think once we get through Saturday, the weekly Boo Carter questions will end unless Boo Carter does something to create more questions.
All offseason, we've talked about the unknowns of Tennessee, right? And while there are unknowns with Tennessee, there are even more unknowns about Syracuse, who had to replace a ton of their production from a year ago via the portal because kids left them to go to the portal.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they had 21 or 22 kids leave. They brought in 18 or something like that. Big turnover on their roster. They could potentially start 6 or 7 transfers on the offensive side of the ball alone. So they're very different. I think the question is going to be, what do they morph into in year 2 under Fran Brown offensively? We know what they became last year. It became the Kyle McCord show. He's trying to play 7-on-7 out there. They just didn't run the football. Do they try to run it more? Are they more committed to that to help out a defense that struggled a year ago? I think that's part of the unknown. What have they tweaked in the offseason? Are they going to try to throw for 5,000 yards like they did a year ago? Are they going to be more balanced? Lots of unknowns. Coaches talk about unknowns in week 1 all the time, and sometimes it's a fabricated answer. In this case, both these teams have a lot of unknowns.
Speaking of, I would call it a known, but speaking of running the football, Tennessee wants to run it, and Deshaun Bishop is really, really confident heading into this game, not just in himself, but the entire room.
Yeah, and again, I think you got to give Darrell Sims a ton of credit for kind of how they morphed the mentality in that room. A year ago, everybody knew it was Dylan Sampson's show, and they were going to spot check him or spot relieve him with Deshaun Bishop. They had confidence in Bishop, but clearly it was Dylan Sampson, and he was going to get a bulk of the carries, as he did. I think the now it's more about balancing it with 3 guys, and I think all 3 those guys have bought in, and Deshaun Bishop is as bought in as anybody is right now.
Finally, Jeremiah T-Lander is really, really itching to go, really ready to go, ready to hit somebody, and I think that's the way that rest of the team is too. But T-Lander kind of, just when he's talking to the media, I mean, he's in there and he's loud. I mean, like, I don't think he's got trouble communicating Saturday. I mean, like, point blank range, and it's like the what's that one? Loud noises, like he's like that loud, like it's crazy.
Well, and he's getting to go home and play.
Yeah,
and he's going to start. He's a communicator. He feels much more confident in himself. Remember, a year ago, he was a spot duty guy until Keenan Peely got hurt, and then it was thrust on him, and he had a lot of learning on the go and on the fly. I think he feels much better about where his game is. He's got great rapport with Arion Carter, and they believe in the depth of that linebacker room. And William is going to play 4 guys in this game, I think. You're going to see as many as 4 play, but it's going to be built around Carter and T-Lander, and I think both those guys are playing with a ton of confidence right now.
It's officially game week. No greater evidence than the dance and cheer teams behind us. They're out here ready to go, preparing for their seasons. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.